afternoon. I'm sitting here with a collection of vintage pot bottles. Um, these are not all from the digs that Gil and I have been doing lately. Some of them are. Some of them Gil found many years ago before I knew them. Somewhere up in, I think he said Ogama County, he found a big pit that was full of old pot bottles, and he grabbed some of them, and I obtained them from him yesterday. So, what do you call it where you live? Is it soda? Is it pop? Is it soda pop? I always called it pop. And I think most of the people that live right around here do the same. So these are all beverage bottles I'm going to show you. There's one that's not a soft drink, but let's take a look at what we've got here. I used to ignore the painted labels because I thought they were just too new and they weren't too cool. But as Gil and I started digging out there in the woods this year, I started to realize how interesting they are. Now this one is Frosty Old Fashioned Brooklyn. Presumably it's from the 1950s, and it was bottled here in Grayling, Michigan, not too far from where I'm at. It's got interesting design on the back and a nice design on the front with the Frosty guy and who's saying, "You'll love it, Frosty, Frosty, Old Fashioned Brooklyn." I'm going to just set these aside as I do these. Now, not all of them I find are painted labels. This is from the Alpena Bottling Works. Now, it's probably older than these other ones. Most of these are going to be from the 1950s and 60s. But the Alpena Bottling Works one, I believe, dates back a little bit further. It says Alpena Bottling Works on it, and it reads on the bottom, Alpena, Michigan. And a lot of the pop bottles that I find, the pop has been bottled here in Michigan. And that's probably the same throughout the country, I suppose. This is one I hadn't seen before. It's Atlas Beverages, Atlas Bottling Company, Detroit, Michigan. It's got ribbing on it, and then it's kind of a little crest there. And the back, it's a 12-ounce bottled by Atlas Bottling Company, Detroit, Michigan. I don't know what the flavor was, but it's kind of an attractive soda pop bottle. Soda pop. Alright, now this one probably just goes back to the 60s, maybe 70s. Diet Right Cola, artificially sweetened carbonated beverage. This was bottled where? Well, actually, it doesn't say where it's bottled. It just says a product of Royal Crown Cola Company. No sugar added, less than 3 calories per bottle, 1 pint liquid. I remember Royal Crown because we drank that once in a while when I was a kid. It was cheaper than Coke. Didn't have quite the great taste that Coke did, but it would do the job. I noticed the color on this is the color of the older Coke bottles too. So maybe they were trying to emulate that or call that to mind to people as they were buying their product. I have a couple here that are from right here in Saginaw where I live. This is Magnetic Water. Magnetic Water, there's an M on the bottom. It was made here in Saginaw, or bottled here in Saginaw. Saginaw Magnetic. Gil says they're kind of common. I've found 2 over the years. One here in Saginaw and one up north where I used to live. I wish I still did. This is one that I hadn't heard of before either. Gil and I found this on one of our recent digs. It's HEP. HEP with vitamin B1. It says get HEP for yourself. And this has a copyright date on it of 1941. And it was bottled by Red Rock Beverage Company, Bay City, Michigan. And I don't know what flavor it was. I don't see that on there. It's in a greenish bottle. Perhaps it was like a 7-Up or something of that nature. Then we have Sprite. Now this is, again, a newer one, probably 1970s. And it's Diet Sprite, low-calorie Sprite, artificially sweetened carbonated water, grapefruit flavored. That's why I never drank Squirt. I don't like grapefruit, but I know a lot of people will enjoy it. Low-calorie Squirt. And this one was bottled in Sherman Oaks, California. So that one's out here a ways. It has a non-nutritive artificial sweetener which should be used only by persons who must restrict their intake of ordinary sweets. So that was a warning on the back label in small print. In small print. Now here's another root beer. This one is in not real good. The bottle's in good shape, but the wording on it is not. But it's Mason's root beer. I like it. It's got the ribbing on it like the bottles from the 40s and 50s. I cannot make out on it where it was bottled, but that's all right. It's still a nice bottle. Found several of them. This is the only one that had some of the handmade remaining shit. Let's go over here. Here's another Saginaw bottle. This is Chapman's soda pop. And Chapman's, I remember when I was a kid back in the 60s, my dad would take us to Nagel's Bar on the Dixie Highway just across the railroad tracks on the Dixie Highway there in Bridgeport. And he'd always go in, he'd get a beer, of course, and he'd buy my mom or brothers and sister what they wanted. I usually got Chapman's Red Pop. It was really, really, really good. And I miss that flavor. Someone walking by. Okay, again from Saginaw, National Beverages, National Bottle Company, Saginaw, Michigan. They made all different flavors of soft drinks. This one was a return for deposit bottle, and it was 12 fluid ounces. Fresca had a really nice shape to it. I like the green. I like the bubble-like dimples in the glass. It says a product of the Coca-Cola Company. It was a citrus-flavored dietary drink, and so I think it was probably tasted a lot like Sprite or one of those. This is how many ounces? 10 fluid ounces, and so that's a nice bottle. I love the color on it. Alright, then we have Tab. Now Tab was done also by the Coca-Cola Company, and it was a soft drink that didn't have as much calories and sugar. And it has these little sparkly star-like designs all over it, and a dimpled or design on it that, you know, it wouldn't slip out of your hand. So Tab, this one does not say where it was bottled. It used saccharin as the sweetener. So nice bottle Tab. It was cola flavored from the Coca-Cola Company. 40s and 50s again, it's got the nice ribbing on it. The pop bottles from back then had some interesting designs. This is M&S, it means mellow and smooth. This was bottled in Flint, Saginaw, and Bay City, Michigan. It's kind of an attractive bottle. Now some of these you see have rust and stuff on them yet. I could get that off, but I'm really quite lazy when it comes to cleaning bottles, whereas my buddy Bill, he can get them sparkling clean. And he does. Let's see, here we have a whistle, 12-ounce whistle. Thirsty? Just whistle. And this was bottled for Whistle Pop Shop, Detroit, Michigan. After zip codes came into use, it's got the zip code on there, probably 70s, I would think, yeah, 1970s. Nice green color again, very nice bottle. And we have not done Sprite, have we? No, here's a Sprite bottle. This one, again, has the surface that's easy to grip and wouldn't slide through your hand. It's a product, again, of Coca-Cola Company. And this one, Greater Lake Haven Park. It says Greater Lake Haven Park on it, where it was bottled. Now, I don't know if that's here in Michigan or where it is. I'll have to look that one up. Or the city up and see where it's located at. Fanta was another soft drink that was more reasonably priced, I think, than a lot of them. It was, again, made by Coca-Cola. And it has the ribs all the way around the bottle. Coca-Cola Company does not say where it's bottled, so it might have been bottled all over the place for national distribution. This is a mellow and smooth bottle also. You'll notice it's different than the one that I just showed you. The ribbing and everything, the design, so I really like how they designed the bottles of that era, the pop bottles. Let's see, we've also got here Mission Beverages, another nice one. This is Naturally Good, Mission Orange Bottling Company, Saginaw, Michigan. So it is a Saginaw bottled right here where I live. And then we have Fontanelles. I've never heard of it before. It's got like a little mermaid down here with a tip. Actually, it looks a little bit like the design that Starbucks uses on there. You can see that. This was bottled in Great Lake, Michigan by Carl W. Peters Company. And unfortunately, the label suffered for its years in the ground. Now we did Fanta, but here's another Fanta. A little bit different color, but same design. Both are 10 fluid ounces. One was a little bit taller than the other, just a tiny bit. But the design, the logo had changed. And this one doesn't, neither of them say where they were bottled at. Canada Dry. This one is, this could be even as recent as the 1980s, I would think. But a very nice paint. The paint's very nice on it. This says world famous Canada Dry sparkling water, club soda. It doesn't say though, again, where it was bottled. But Canada Dry makes a lot of different flavors. It's belonging to Berners. Here's another whistle bottle. Now this, I think, is a different company from the whistle bottle I just showed you, which I'm looking for, so I can set them next to each other, but I don't see it, so that's okay. This whistle is embossed. The other one had, oh yeah, here it is. The other one had painted label. I do believe they're two separate companies, separated by quite a few years, actually, the way it looks. This one is 7 fluid ounces whistle. And this one was bottled in Bay City, the next town north of the city north here. And it says whistle on the bottom also. It has a chip on it, a ding on it right there, but that's okay. It's still pretty cool. Now this is the only beverage I'm going to show you today that would have been alcoholic beverage. This is a large beer bottle, 1960s, 50s or 60s. I picked it up because I really liked the design. The squat short neck, but the size of it, because most beer bottles that I'm familiar with are a lot smaller than this. So that's a cool one right there. And lastly, I want to bring over here to see the Pepsi or Pepsi Cola bottles. These are, I think these were used up into the 1980s, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. We got a 16 ounce, 12 ounce, and a 10 ounce. And these were not bottled locally like so many of the major drinks were. These were bottled at some plant for national distribution. So there's those three sizes. Got a couple extras down here. One side has the more modernized Pepsi logo, and the other one, you can see across here and here, has the original stylized Pepsi logo. So that's what I wanted to show you today. Hope you enjoyed seeing these bottles. This just scratches the surface of what's out there. There are so many amazing soda pop bottles out there, and some of them going way back in the beat. But thanks for watching. Love you much. God bless you all, and I will see you again real soon. God bless.